welcome to Love Through It.
Hello and welcome. I'm Claire Burns.
I am Lianna Nielsen, and oh my gosh, so we do this like small meditative thing right before we start this, and this is the first time ever we're sitting in silence. And was that Charlie or Lucy that
It's
meowed?
Charlie.
As soon as I got quiet, he was like, "Hi, I'm here."
I know. I was like, oh,
Man, my
Lord.
heart just like opened, and I was like,
Okay,
yes, we're doing this together.
We're doing this.
It was the
Join us.
best.
Join us. You crazy little cat.
Oh my
You're
God.
ridiculous.
Well,
Well,
if he comes close, grab him and show him off.
I'll show him. His crazy
probably won't
teal
like
eyes.
that.
I will show
Oh
him.
my God, he's so
He is,
cute.
he
They're
is
both very
sitting
cute.
on the couch, so we'll let him sit there for a minute. But if he decides to pop back,
Grab him.
then I will grab him. Before we go a second longer, happy belated birthday!
Thank you. Thank you.
We're recording this 2 days after your birthday.
Yes,
How was it?
It was delightful. It was so delightful. It's been feeling so crazy busy this year. And the last couple episodes I've been like tired and kind of down. So I really wanted to kind of anchor into myself. So I got up nice and early and I went and I had an appointment for Chitnet Sang.
Yes.
Which is at like the belly
massage. Yeah.
And it's in Sintra, which is sort of this like beautiful magical place, and the woman's house is kind of more on the countryside, and she just has the most beautiful grounded energy. This Portuguese woman named Rita, who 10 out of 10 recommend the experience. I love her so much. She is just, and I've been seeing her for a while now, so we have this nice relationship. And I didn't tell her it was my birthday because that wasn't the point.
No.
But I went, and she usually starts with like a meditative thing. And only once before this has she had a basin of like quite warm water, and you put your feet in, and she washes and massages your feet, which.
Wait, I love that.
I'm sorry. It is the most devotional act. Like she's only ever done it once before, and I like immediately cry. There's something so beautiful about it. So then I was just sitting there on this beautiful day in this woman's beautiful home, and she's like washing my feet, and I'm just like silently weeping, feeling like so much love and gratitude.
Yeah.
And so it was just this incredible way to start the day. And then afterwards she was like, "What's your intention? Why did you want to come?" And I was like, "Well, I guess it's my birthday, and I wanted to like give myself like an intentional gift." And then she got so excited and was like, "Oh,
good.
my God."
Love it.
So it was very sweet. So then we did the massage. And it was interesting. I feel like as someone who loves to meditate and to sort of be in quiet with my own consciousness, it has been a very busy year, and I hadn't been able to sort of like anchor in as deeply as I normally have. So it was really interesting to kind of see what was going on in there.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I felt so much more peace and silence, and I drove. We have one of our cars is a convertible, which was like a childhood dream of mine.
Stop it. Obsessed with this.
And it's so silly. We didn't do it on purpose, but it kind of is the same color as our house. So
oh my gosh.
A matching ocean blue convertible.
Look at us. I love it.
So it's one of those things where like I was definitely that little girl who like if you gave her something nice, she like didn't want to play with it. And it's like I saved things, like I didn't want to like write in my nice little journals. I like didn't want to brush my Barbie's hair. Like I very much wanted to keep everything pretty. So like I in the beginning was very afraid to drive this car because it felt like this like special
it's
fancy
too perfect.
thing.
It's so pretty. Yeah.
But at this point it's just like it brings me so much joy. Like it's so silly, but like the idea that I can like take the top off the car and like sing out loud. So of course I like took the top down, sang all the way to the beach.
God.
The beach, the silly little beach nearby, and I like took my shoes off and I put my feet in the ocean, and I proclaimed my intentions and asked the ocean to take my blocks and give me everything I had a moment with the ocean. And then I drove the long way home up the coast singing. I obviously put on my like Grow Up With Me playlist.
Yes, of course. I was going to ask.
So was singing a myriad of like growing up with Lianna songs.
Yes.
And then I came home to balloons and confetti
Of
and
course.
breakfast and
Of
cards
course.
and a present. And we had a little dance party. And then after that, I had requested, because I'm so extra, that what I wanted us to do was go to the spa and get massages.
Yes. Yes.
So we went back to this other part of Sintra, to this
wow.
resort that's this old Palacio. So it's like an old palace that's turned into a hotel and resort. And they have this incredible back garden that just feels like you're in the woods. So it feels like you're just in a hot tub and cold plunge in a little back garden that feels like tree medicine also.
Oh my gosh.
We sat in the back and just hung out in this hot tub for a while. And it was a little bit of a moody day and it kind of rained on us, but that's sort of fun in a hot tub, right?
Right.
And then we got deep tissue massages, which was like so delightful. And then went home, showered, put together a cute outfit, and then went into Kashkaish to go to this Japanese restaurant that is like omakase. It's like only 12-seat counter space.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And had probably some of the best sushi I've ever had in my life. They were like hand making it piece by piece in front of you. And it was lovely. And we were home by 9:30. It was very low-key.
Oh my gosh, what a perfect birthday.
It felt really nice. And I think it's so funny. The older I get, the more I enjoy my own company. So it felt like such a gift to have this like morning to myself, to just like be silly and do like the things that I really like to do, which is like be quiet and be meditating and talk to the ocean and like sing out loud.
Sing out loud.
As a teenager.
And then also get some like body work done. Not the massage, but the whatever, the belly.
Yeah.
For some reason, I cannot keep the name of that in my brain.
It's called, Chi. Well, it's spelled like Chi, Nay, Sang, but with a T.
There we go.
Yeah,
and I've written it down. I've put it in the show notes, but I simply can't. But nonetheless, having that body work too. That's huge.
Well, it's interesting. I didn't know it, but when we got to a couple years ago, go to like a Gene Keys event in London, and we happened to be able to have a conversation with Richard Rudd, who is sort of the author of, or the conduit. I don't even know what you call them.
Right. Okay.
And I was like, listen, it was so funny. People are lining up to take selfies with him. And I was like, sir, last year, I had this really weird experience on Zoom where I like died and my body's different and I'm hearing voices and my body's
He's like,
really weird.
Okay, I get it.
I know. I was like, I have no one to talk to about this. And he was so sweet. And he was just like, listen, like spend as much time in nature as possible and go do Chitnet Sang every week.
Yes.
And I was like, okay. And as a woman, and a woman who had an eating disorder, and as a woman who like didn't grow up feeling proud of her belly, this was so foreign to me. It was so interesting and so healing, because I didn't even want anyone to touch it ever.
Yeah, that's a sensitive spot for the majority of women.
Yeah. So if you are that kind of gal, oh my gosh, I highly recommend, because it was so interesting to just relax into the experience of someone even doing that. And then like, it felt like initially I was holding so much tension and so many emotions in my organs that I didn't even know about, which was crazy. Anyway, but yeah.
I feel like I would just fart.
Sometimes you do.
Okay.
Or sometimes
I'm like, here's the thing. I know.
The whole time trying not to fart.
Well, and that's the thing. I'd be like, okay, I gotta poop now. Thank you for massaging.
You definitely don't want to go and like have a big fibrous breakfast with
exactly
beforehand.
Try to have your morning movement before you go.
Right, exactly. Make it like a midday experience.
Right.
For sure. But sometimes like it's funny, like by the end of it you really kind of have to pee because it's not short. And then it's like you're like, oh, this is interesting. Someone's
got to get stuff
my
out.
bladder.
Great.
But Yeah.
I
I
feel like I've
mean,
had, because I used to get colonics
yeah, I've
like
been there.
one or a couple times a year.
Hmm.
And so that,
Why did you start getting colonics?
um, it started so long ago. Well, I guess when I was living in Nashville, I just had such horrible constipation.
Oh, okay.
And so it just felt like such a wonderful reset. And then when I would
Yeah.
do it, I would typically try to be good about what I was eating after. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it
Yeah.
was, I would take it as a reset. So I would often do it like in January after the holidays or whatever. I wasn't always great about that. I remember one time I went to get a colonic and this was like, oh my gosh, this was early aughts. And I went to get a colonic at my lunchtime.
Wait,
And
during work?
oh yeah,
What?
oh yeah.
This
And I
is
got
very
back.
casual for you. Like I've had a handful of them, and this is like a day I have to like prepare. I have to lay
Oh
down
no no
afterwards.
no
Who,
no.
girl? How?
Yeah, I guess I just it yeah didn't. I guess maybe I was so backed up at the time it really wasn't making that much of a difference. But yeah, I
I just
remember.
maybe can't handle anything. Like this is blowing my mind. This is like telling me you got a colonoscopy on your like lunch break.
Oh
Like
no no
what?
no no no! I've had a
What? This feels
colonoscopy and that was not good. Which I know you have too. But I want to say that later in life they would like affect me differently.
But in your
Just
20s, you were just like fast and loose, cash.
yeah, who cares?
Whatever. I'm
Get
gonna
it
get a
out,
coffee. I'll get a
please. Thank
colonic.
you. And then I got back to work the one day after a lunch, and someone had brought a big thing of Krispy Kreme, and I immediately just ate Krispy Kreme right after my colonic.
So this was in Nashville. What was
Uh-huh.
the office like that you did it?
It was like such a
Medical?
stereo. No, 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 no. It was a stereotypical like healthy woo woo office. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and this was so long ago that yeah, it was I mean, they had like little practice rooms and then they had the tubing and the whatever, and you could like see the tubing with the light behind it and see what was coming out. Which I've gone to so many different places for colonic. So that was what it was though back then.
Can I tell you,
Yeah.
my first
Mhm.
one, I went to a girl who had like an apartment in the East Village.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was like an
Mhm.
apartment.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
and she was like my age.
Yeah. That's a
And
lot. That's a lot.
it was like bizarre.
Yeah.
And I definitely went a couple times. Like it was not, I mean, can you call it a good experience? I mean, it was a good experience, but it was like very makeshift. I like had someone
Very.
who was probably like trying to be a Broadway dancer on the side. You know what I mean?
Oh, 1,000%. I've been to a
That's
lot of them. A lot of times it feels like they're like the low budget massage places. You know what I mean? Like those little rooms
yes.
that you go into. Right. Like that's usually what it feels like. But
Yeah.
I did once. I went to one that was in an apartment, essentially. But I had already been doing them frequently
Yeah.
enough. But
Oh
then
no,
this one
I
was
was
different. Yeah.
very weirded out because it wasn't a
That
nice
would
apartment.
Well, that would be very strange for your first one to go in to someone's apartment, especially Lower East Side, tiny rooms, like makeshift buildings. I mean, they've been there a gazillion years, but they're crumbling.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's so funny.
Anyway, continue on.
Well, the
I just had
only
that
reason I bring it
flashback.
up is that a massage usually is happening in your stomach.
Right.
Or like
Yeah.
your, so I feel like
Yeah.
I've done that, but it's for the purpose of movement.
Right. And this is very different, and it's much more gentle.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not like you're thinking like where you're getting like a deep tissue in your
You're
back.
trying to,
No,
yeah.
it's like it's sort of like energetic and gentle and moving things around. So this is why
Okay.
it puts you. I feel like sometimes I just go somewhere. Like when you have acupuncture and you just like disappear. Like you
Yeah.
go into this like in between sleep and like awake state of peacefulness,
Yeah.
that's where I end up.
Okay. Listen, I looked into it before and I would love to do it, but we'll figure out. It's on my list of things. I think I did even email someone I found, but they never responded or something. I don't know. But it is of interest to me, so we'll see. And I'll fart up a storm, and I'll be okay with it.
And honestly, they probably are used to it.
Oh, for sure. They gotta be.
Of course.
Gotta be. Anywho. Okay, so no farting. But you had such a lovely... Well, I texted you, obviously, sending birthday wishes, and I said, without really thinking about it, but I was like, I hope you live it up tonight. And then I was like, but that doesn't, like, we're not living it up at this. You know what I mean? Like, what the old classification of living it up. And then I was like, no, just like a smile from ear to ear. Like, that's the living it up, you know, like,
well,
nothing
we are
crazy.
having a party this weekend.
You are.
In the day, yeah.
I love a daytime party.
We're having a daytime, just like a gather. Like, I can't.
Okay.
If I'm going to throw a party, I'm not doing it at night.
Well, again,
I'm tired.
It's a lot.
It is. So we are having. It was going to be a couple people, and then I kept kind of just like willy nilly inviting people. Over. Casual, very casual.
I love it. I love that.
So we're doing that, and it's 50-50 at this point in my life. Like, a lot of the time it's like, I want to be asleep. I want to be quiet. I want to be meditating. I want to be drinking like weird concoctions of green things.
Yes.
But then like every once in a while, it's like, I want to have 1,000 margaritas and dance.
Right.
So
of course.
It could go either way.
Who's to know?
I'll let you know. TBD.
Okay. A TBD. Well, you were about to have a large baby shower last time we recorded. Yes. So that went well, I'm sure.
Oh my God. So interesting. I was telling Claire, I kind of had this magical week that started on Friday. And then I kept just like, it was almost like, oh my God, this happened, but it's kind of related to this other thing. But anyway, one of my first friends here had texted me a couple weeks ago and was like, I want to come make you dinner. I want to like come talk to you about something. And I was like, okay, like what's going on?
Nice. Okay.
And so we ended up having this like really interesting conversation about these like pretty wild and beautiful experiences that he's had in meditation that he was trying to make sense of. And
interesting.
While we're talking about this, and he's sort of asking he was like, literally, I listened to a couple of episodes of the podcast actually, and I got like a ping or like a voice tell me that like I needed to come ask you this, which he's only ever had one other ping. And it was so interesting because it was a couple of years ago, right before we got hacked really bad last summer.
Oh God. Yeah.
Like a month or two before, he was at this sort of like spiritual place in Lisbon. In Portugal. And he was like, I was in this crystal shop and a voice told me I needed to buy you this stone.
What?
And I was like, what? Okay. So then I like had this stone that I was like, I mean, sure, cool. And so I had this stone that I didn't know what to do with, didn't have any relationship to until the very end of the moment where we were dealing with a hack. And I ended up we were like in a really bad place emotionally. We were both really afraid. I had a voice tell me to like go get in the shower, and then it was like, it's over, but you have to like do this meditation. You have to clean your space and all this. And it was like, you have to go pick up this stone. And we had already moved out of our apartment in a hurry because the hack was so bad, and we didn't like our internet was compromised, and we were like trying to secure all of our assets. So we're like living in this hotel, and I get in the shower, and I hadn't been connected to anything because it had been like weeks of like,
you had to disconnect from everything.
Horrible hack. But the crazy part of this story too was a month or two before the hack started, we couldn't find the house. And I got a message from my channel that was like, you're not a vibrational match yet for the house. That's why, but it's coming. So then we find the house. And as soon as we find the house, we've realized we've been hacked and we're dealing with this whole emotional thing. And then one day we're both like at our wit's end. I get into the shower. The shower's like, it's over. You're safe, but you need to like do this thing. So then I'm just like led to like the side of a bed. We packed in like a hurry. I didn't know where anything was, but in like a side pocket of my purse, I carried the stone. So then I'm like literally like in a bathrobe with a towel in my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, Luciana, go into the shower and like try to connect to like a beautiful experience. And she's like, what? And I was like, just do it. And
Just
while
go.
she's in the shower, I pick up this stone and it's like, it's electric and I'm just being led all over the space like I'm flying a kite or something. And it's like and I never would have even allowed the experience, but I had my last session ever with Tara, who was my late shaman. We had done this like one ritual where she had me like, I kind of intuitively walk around the room and have my hands clear energy. That was like a very weird experience, but it was almost like the same, but the rock was, so here I am, like at, I don't know, 10 p.m. at night in the Hyatt, in Lisbon, like in a bathrobe and hair, running around the room with a stone that is like leading the way, and I'm just like all over the place, like just into it, like letting it go. And of course, Luciana comes out of the shower and she's just like, "Yeah, that's about right."
That makes sense.
And then after that, like we sat down, and it was like I channeled this whole meditation that we had to do together, and then the hack stopped. And every day for weeks up until that point, everything was getting compromised, and it was so scary. And it was so interesting because it was like we both had to like move through these early layers of fear to like let go of, to almost like raise our vibration to be an energetic match for the land that we live on in the space.
Yeah.
Which was so bizarre. Like, I know how weird this sounds, like really weird. And so that's the only, like this friend of mine, like, that was pretty wild. And when I told him the story, he was like,
"Oh, absolutely.
Like, that's pretty crazy. Like, what do you mean that happened? Like, I don't know. I just thought I needed to buy the stone." And I was like, well, so that was like last year.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
He comes to me and he's telling me his experience, and he's like, "Am I making this up?" Like, and I was like, all of a sudden, and again, I haven't felt very connected to much lately. Like, I don't know if you've been listening to the podcast. Not great couple of weeks for me.
It's been hard. It's been hard.
All of a sudden, just it was like the biggest channeling experience I'd ever had. And it was like, all of a sudden I'm talking in wheeze.
Stop it.
My arms, my hands, I'm hot, I'm tingling. I'm just sitting there, my eyes closed at the dinner table in the middle of this meal, like giving him this message that was really interesting and universal. And so much of what's going on right now, like whatever, the evolution of human consciousness and what's happening for all of us, whether or not you realize you're a part of it, right? Or you feel like you're being so affected by it. We're getting to this space of like personal power and like the end of the guru, the end of like going to outside of yourself. Like, it's really more important than ever when you think about it too, with like AI and how much the internet is full of fake things, right? Like, you have to really be able to decipher what's true for you and where you need to put your attention. And it was all about this, but it was so beautiful because it was like it was almost like I was channeling like his guides. And I usually only channel my guides or like occasionally like relatives who have loving messages, like your mother.
Right.
And it was so wild because it came through and it was so powerful and it was so like commanding of him to like really acknowledge that he has this important gift and he has this. And it was so beautiful because I was reflecting on it today to share it, because it also felt this really powerful universal message for all of us. And at the core of it, it was that it almost doesn't matter like where you are in your journey, where you are in your life, what you believe. None of that matters, right? Yeah. The core of it is like, you have something so incredible and special to offer that is literally only your medicine for the world, that no one else, like, you came here for a specific purpose. We don't know what it is, right? And it almost doesn't matter. It's you being this like more open-hearted, it's you being you is essentially the purpose of that. Like, you being your authentic energy, you following what feels good to you and what's natural to you, and you going into the world. And it may not make sense, right? Because some people do it through making baby clothes, and some people do it through being investment bankers, right? It doesn't really matter as long as it's coming from this authentic place. But it's so interesting because whatever is going on energetically, it's like things are speeding up. We are it's more important than ever to connect to yourself, to listen to yourself, and to really, really trust yourself. And the message for him really was around trust, but I kept feeling like this is so universal.
Absolutely.
So that was like, it was pretty mind blowing because I still, like, to be fair, like, I still live in between these worlds where stuff like this happens and like I don't really always believe it or trust it. And at one point while it was happening, they were like, Lianna, this is also, you need to listen to this too. Like, hello. Like, you need to be, you're doing this, but also be witnessed in this. This is for you, but this is for all of us. And so that's been one of my intentions lately, and one of my birthday wishes was to, how do I surrender and trust more? But how do I like trust earlier? How do I listen to the soft, like my intuition is pretty loud at this point, but how do I listen to it when it's like a soft voice? How do I listen to like the initial part of it? But anyway, so we have this great experience on Friday. Fast forward to the whole weekend spent preparing for this baby shower. It's someone very important to Luciana, who's lovely. And it ends up being really great because it just sort of forces us to prepare our house and our outdoor furniture and clean things and like just like, and which is kind of why I was like, might as well have a birthday party. We've already done all this work.
Yeah, why not?
Truly, I'm like on my hands and knees, like scrubbing outdoor patio furniture, doing all the things.
Of course.
And so it just is, you know, there's probably almost 50 people at our house. It ends up being this like, you know, there's just a lot to do and a lot going on. So it was almost a perfect party because I didn't know that many people and I wasn't in charge of a lot of it. So I just got to like host it, clean up things and make sure people are okay. And I didn't have to.
You didn't have to take it on.
I didn't have to take it on.
Stressed, yeah.
But it was like one of those things where like, because we were doing all this stuff the night before, if I eat dinner too late, I can't really eat breakfast. You know, it was like, I was just like, everything was off kilter. Sure. So I spent most of the day like having a bite of this and a bite of that. And just kind of running around all over the place doing things. And then having a little bit of champagne here and a little bit of champagne there. And I'm so sensitive to like energy and other people's energies that like I will sample the energy of the space. And then as people leave, often I've noticed this later in life, I will not really be drunk or tipsy with a lot of the energy. It almost like dulls the other energy. But as people leave and it becomes quieter, I'll almost get more drunk without, because there's less energy that I'm sampling. So by the time people leave at like 9:30, I haven't eaten very much. I hadn't even had very much to drink, but I was like a little bit like tipsy and all over the place and silly, and it was funny. And anyway, we're putting all this stuff away in our freezer, and I have this like very specific pink small, I should have brought it here, but it's like the size of like a lip gloss, like something like this big that has like a ball on the end of it. That I bought in some silly shop that's like for your eye, depuffing your eyes.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
So it's like glass and it's full of water and pink sparkles. Because
there we go.
I am who I am.
You are.
And so I have this tension point behind one of my eyes. So like this is actually like a part of my life. And we have a physiotherapist who is always giving me these like tension release headaches. And it's like, you have to ice it. So this is like a very important thing to me.
Yeah.
And so in the commotion of being a bit tipsy and rearranging our freezer, it falls out of the freezer and smashes all over the floor.
No!
Which is what it is. And then of course, like I'm a little like bleary-eyed and I'm barefoot.
Right.
So it's like, oh no, broken glass. And then of course, like we've all had to clean up glitter before. Like it's nearly impossible.
You can't. Glitter takes over. You now are owned by glitter.
Right. It's, do you remember, what was that comedian Dimitri Martin?
Oh, Dimitri Martin was so funny. He would do that like, he did almost like a whiteboard or a pad that he would draw on, whatever.
I remember thinking it was so funny because he would say that glitter is the herpes of craft supplies. Like literally you get it and it's like you have it for life, right?
You have it for life. It's so true. That's so
I
funny.
am very fastidiously trying to clean up all the bits of broken glass because we don't have shoes on and
Of
like
course,
all
yeah.
of the sparkle, glitter, water everywhere.
Oh
And
my
I'm
God.
bummed, but like whatever, who cares?
Sure,
It's a
sure.
ice,
It's a
a
thing.
glitter ice wall. So
Exactly.
fast forward to the next day, 2 days later, Tuesday, the day before my birthday, I get and honestly, I just want to shout out to this week has been an incredible week for two of my clients. Both had really amazing things happen, like creative expression, new jobs. Luciana
Wait, I
like
love this.
launched, she's like full time with her biofield tuning and like just
Yes.
so many great things are where I like had a good week and I felt like a lot of people around me had a really good week.
Wait, I
So like
love
whatever the
that.
astrology, I know, which feels to me like the best birthday present.
Shout
Because
out to
again,
the week.
I
I
know
love it.
I'm sampling everyone's energy, so like mine as well, right? So
Yes.
anyway, so I get a biofield tuning from Luciana. I haven't had one in a
Uh-huh.
while. We're going to do like kind of a lower key one, but then like we end up having this like really big session and it's beautiful and very magical and very like just a lot. And intense though, intense. Like because
Of
it can
course,
bring up
of
some
course.
stuff. So we
Yeah.
kind of come out of it and we're both like, whoa, that was a little bit intense. And we're having this discussion and I'd sort of moved through some heavier stuff, but I felt like
Yeah.
really good afterwards. And it's one of those crazy things where I don't quite understand this. And I might have to like tell another story about this just because
Okay.
it's happened to me before.
Okay.
But I go downstairs and like we've had this kind of wild, energetic experience because
For
biofield
sure.
tuning is like
Uh-huh.
working in your biofield and it's working with energy
Right.
and sound. And I go to open the freezer to get ice.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of in the shelf I'm going into to get the ice, clear as day, intact perfectly, is my ice wand.
Wait. 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 Lianna, what?
This is the stuff like this that happens is like, I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy in hearing things. Reality is not what we
What?
think. I swear to God. And I show it to Luciana and I'm like, shut the fuck up. I was like, did you buy me another one of these things? She
Right.
goes, no. And I was like, did we have two of them? And she was like, no. And I was like, no way. No fucking way. And it's like,
Stop it. This is
So-
crazy.
okay, so this has happened to us a couple times before last year in a very small period of time. And it happened first to Luciana, where she
Okay.
had misplaced this handbag for months and months and months. And it was a very fancy one, so we thought someone like had like lifted it from her.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And months, 6-8 months, this thing was missing. And then one day she opened, like when you have like a electric vehicle that has like a charger that's
Sure.
portable, that
Sure.
like 8 or 9 months later, she happens to open this like second charger case and the purse is in there. Which like she would have like
She
no,
would
absolutely
never
no
put it
sense.
there.
So we
Yeah.
were kind of like, and that was like one of those things where like, that's really weird.
Yeah.
I wonder if someone, and it's like, it's like, okay, who knows? Like
Weird, but sure.
weird, but like, who knows?
Right.
And then and it's so funny, full circle to Sintra and Chitna Sang.
Yeah.
So last year we had, oh my God, it's so funny. Everything leads to like another story. So we
Of course.
we both got a series of glutathione IVs for 6 weeks last year because when I was at Joe Dispenza 2 years ago, I put in the field in my meditation intention that I wanted to heal my melasma for this final
Yes.
time,
Yes.
which is my hyperpigmentation. And
Right.
I forget about it after 2 days. I put it in the field, forget about it. And on the very last morning of this 10-day retreat, a woman who I had never spoken to,
I
never
remember
sat
this,
next
yeah.
to,
Uh-huh.
I'm wearing makeup the whole time, so you can't even really see it. I've not been in with, like, I do not know this woman, comes up to me and she goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is going to sound really weird, but a voice came to me twice in the past 2 days to tell you something. And I was like, try me.
Okay.
Like, I promise.
Go for it.
Anyway, she was like, have you ever tried to heal your melasma? I'm a nurse. Here is the protocol, and wrote it on a piece of paper. It's like, do this amounts of glutathione, take this pharmaceutical drug, da 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 da. Like
Glutathione. Okay.
This blew my mind. Again, this is a couple years ago. I'm like, this is real. This is real. Like, how do you even? And
this woman came to you out of thousands of people.
There are over 2,000 people there. I've never talked to her. I've never sat next to her. I don't know her.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
She's in my color group, which is like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
But like, I have not, and she said twice, and she told her husband, and her husband's like, you got to go tell her. And she goes, that's super rude. Like, I don't know this woman. You want me to just go up to some like random woman and be like, hey, have you ever tried to fix that thing that's wrong with your face?
Right.
Like people can barely see. Like, that's super rude.
It is a risk.
She came to me and I burst into tears, and Luciana burst into. I was like, "There's no way! Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?" I thought that privately to myself in meditation for twice, like 10 days ago. Like, what do you mean? So then we're going to glutathione. We're ended the glutathione. We leave this like doctor's office, and Luciana, we're outside. She realized she was wearing this really big sort of like cocktail ring, and she was like, I wore it in there. Like, it's not here. It's not in the car. It's not anywhere. And it was like more of like a playful. It wasn't like an expensive piece of jewelry by any means.
Sure, but still, there's no fun to lose. So
she's sad, and we look through the whole car, and it's a big gold ring. So we look through the whole car, which the interior is black. No sign of this ring. We call the place. We look in the parking lot. The ring is nowhere to be found. We let it go, right? Again, like, we lose things all the time, right? So here, she and I used to go to Chitin and Sang every week together and take turns and do this whole thing. And so we were leaving Chitin and Sang last year. And this was like weeks or a month or two after she's lost the ring. And we would always go to Chitin and Sang, and then we'd always go to the beach and ground in the sand before we drive back to Lisbon. Yeah. So we leave Chitin and Sang. We're at the beach. We both are like, she opens the back door to just like put her jacket, like to put something in the car that she wasn't going to take with. And so she has a black leather purse on its side. And she opens it, and just sitting on top of the purse is the gold ring.
I need you to stop.
And the bag is closed. We had searched the entire car. We had just driven there. So it wouldn't have, if you put the ring on the car,
placing
on the purse,
it on it,
wouldn't have stayed there. It was delicately placed. So we both were like, no way. Like, and then again, in my brain, I was like, it probably was in the bag somehow, or in the car somehow.
Well, we try to make sense of it. Yeah.
Right. It's believable, right? So then a week or two later, like, my mind is like, that's it. Like, someone put the bag in the charger thing, and somehow the ring fell out of the car or the purse. Like, that's the only explanation. So then I can't really believe it. So anyway, then a week or two later, we had been on the house search, and you know, in the area where we live in Portugal, it's near the coast. So you get these days where it's like sunny, rainy, sunny, rainy, sunny, rainy. So I remember this day really vividly, where I was like off and on with my sunglasses. And again, I'm forever the little girl who didn't brush her Barbie's hair, who didn't want to write in her fancy journals,
pristine.
Who I had bought myself these sunglasses as a gift that summer I lived in Paris. So they meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I will not, if I can't bring a sunglass case, I will not like bring sunglasses out with me. Like, they belong in the case. I do not leave them anywhere. Like, I'm anal retentive with my things.
Sure.
So I remember being in and out of the car, in and out of the rain or shine, taking off the sunglasses, handing them to Luciana, and being like, can you put these in the case? It's raining. I don't need them. And very vivid. She did it. It's fine. So it rains for a couple of days. The next time it's sunny, I go to open the case, and they're gone. And then I was like, well, it was a couple of days ago. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just like left them. Like, that's so unlike me, but like maybe I left them.
But it's possible.
In the car, or like maybe I left them in the apartment. But I'd only been in the car and then at our house, Was
Yeah.
like, we're going home. So they didn't go anywhere else and I wasn't wearing them. So they're either in our car or they're. So I ripped the car apart looking for these sunglasses because they mean something to me. And I don't, I hate losing things. Yeah. And they're nowhere. Like, they're also like kind of large. So it's not like they're these tiny little things, these big sunglasses. Cannot find them anywhere. They're nowhere. I've looked under the seats. I've ripped the car apart. They're not in the car. I go to the house. I look everywhere. We ask, do you think the cleaning lady took it? Do you think the physio who came like everyone who'd been in the house, I was like, did you accidentally take these sunglasses? No one did take the sunglasses. And I don't even think the cleaning people had been there. Like, it was one of those things who's been in our house? Like, who can we talk to?
Yeah.
There were nowhere to be found. So then I was like, okay, I guess like I'm sad, but I guess it's like time to like get a new pair of sunglasses.
Sure.
And they were here for when they were here. So this is like a week later, we go to Chitnetsang and it is Rita's birthday. So we like bring a bouquet of flowers and we like handwrite a card and we want to like, we had missed it. She was having a party that we couldn't go to. So we like brought her a birthday thing.
Okay.
And we go into her house and I was driving. Luciana was sitting in the passenger side seat and we had like written out the card last minute. So we go into her house and she thought she had put the card in her purse. So once we go and her, the car is parked out in her driveway, like 2 seconds from her front door.
Right.
So we get out of the car, lock the car, bring the flowers and her purse is inside. We go to give it to her and she realizes, oh, I don't have the card. I thought it was my purse. I will go and I was like, I'll go out. So I go open the passenger side door. In the middle of the seat is the card. And sitting perfectly on top of the card in the middle of the seat were my sunglasses.
Nope. No, ma'am.
I
No, ma'am.
Lost my whole mind. And I went inside and I had them. And I was like, look. And she was like, what do you mean? Where were they? I was like, they would have been in your butt. They would have been
like, there's no way. They had to have been literally placed there.
And the car was locked. And we were out of the car for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So, like, this is the second time this has happened to me where I'm like, what is real? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And it's so, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, in college, I worked in a costume shop because that was, I was doing costume design. And we would always call, because things would go missing and reappear all the fucking time. And we called them the future people. We're like, the future people got it. It'll show back up in a minute. Like, it truly, like, it wasn't a huge shop. It was in college, like it wasn't. But that we would have very clearly put something on the table or we were sewing something and got up to go to the bathroom or get something and go back and like, it's not there. It's not there. And then sure as shit, like within the same day, it'd show back up in the exact same place or like, it was crazy. It was crazy. So I've experienced that at its most in that shop. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there have been never as clear as this and never when something has been broken.
Well, that's the craziest thing because I looked at her. I was like, we cleaned this up. Like this shattered all over the floor.
Yeah.
Like, I was picking up tiny bits of glass so we didn't step on it. Like this was broken.
Yeah.
It was completely broken.
That's crazy.
And it was just sitting there on one of the shelves in our freezer. So it was so like, I don't know. I feel like when something like that happens, it's such a fun sign. And then of course it was like, as silly as this is, it was also that I look at my phone as 2:22. And I was like, okay,
listen,
we're
I love
it. Magic is real. What's going on?
Yep.
So that was the day before my birthday. And I was like, this feels like a very good omen.
Magic.
And you, like, I can't, like, this is where I'm like, okay, I guess I believe that I talked to Claire's mom spirit and I believe that I have channel. You know what I mean? Like when you bring it over into my 3D and I have these experiences and literally it broke. It wasn't just because I swear if I was home alone or something, I would have been like, wow, I must have had 2 of these and I didn't know the whole time. We're like
I fully dreamt it.
I dreamt that I broke that. And it was like, no, I watched you on your hands and knees cleaning this up and like, we didn't have two of those. Like, what do you mean? And like,
No.
it's not like, oh, we accidentally, it's an extra spoon. It's like a sparkle pink glitter wand.
It's very specific.
So
wow.
So
magical
and crazy. And then it was so funny. So we have this lovely birthday, and then yesterday, did I tell the bathtub saga?
No.
So this is very Romanella. Did I explain what that was?
No. What do you say?
We were in Rome recently. We had dinner with some of my parents' friends, and the husband is Italian and from Rome. And they were explaining how, like, in Rome, when you want anything done, they could, like, do a good job or do it Romanella, which means, like, half-assed. And, like, maybe you won't pay as much, but they'll, like, do a shitty job.
No, make it happen.
And Portugal can kind of just, like, lean into Romanella, like, as just, like, the baseline of things.
Sure.
So in the spirit of things being Romanella, we didn't have a bathtub in this house. Like, new houses don't have bathtubs anymore, which is bizarre to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's a thing here. They don't put bathtubs in houses. And with biofield tuning, it's really, really important for her to take Epsom salt baths.
I bet. Yeah.
To help, like, ground energy and clean energy. So we just decided in November that we were going to replace one of our showers with, like, a small, like, one of those soaking tubs that's a little bit taller, but that would fit in this bathroom with the footprint.
That.
And so I find the perfect one that's going to fit, and it's not very big. And, like, I don't know, we show it to our designer who's an architect. We show it to the plumber who's going to, like, will this work? Is this okay?
Yeah.
And our designer architect was like, I don't know this brand. Try this one. So she sends us this other one that's, like, a bit bigger, but, like, I measured the bathroom and it still fits in the bathroom. And, like, I don't know, she suggested it to us. She's been to our house. I suggest it to the plumber who's also been to our house. Right. They both approve it. And then it's not until the day before the bathtub gets here that the plumber is like, how big's the door?
A key part of this is how do you get it in there?
Yep. So we find that the bathtub is 2 centimeters bigger than 2 doors it needs to go through. Well, the front door is probably a bit bigger, but the other 2. So it's like, mother.
Well,
and so we called the bathtub place and we're like, can we return this bathtub? Like, we can't get it into our house. And they're like, no, we make them to order. Like, this is yours now.
Are you kidding me?
What the F are we going to do? I love that I will swear the weirdest stuff.
I know. Listen, sometimes it feels necessary, sometimes unnecessary.
And so that we realize it will actually fit through the window. There are these 2 windows that open, but this is a second story.
Oh God.
Bathroom. So we call, like, a bunch of piano movers. We call, and, like, everyone's like, sorry. But
we're not going to a second story with a tub.
Bless him. Luciano knows this handyman, and he's like, we're going to figure out, we can do it. So at like 8:30 in the morning, the day after, and it's so funny too, because the bathtub delivery people we were talking, I said delivery. And I will correct myself because my mother will listen to this, and I talked
like,
to her
hello.
this week. She was like, you confused lay and lie down at one point in the podcast. Like, your grammar was incorrect.
Thanks, Mom.
I know. I'm like,
it will be incorrect sometimes. It will be. This is unfortunately the case.
The bathtub people were so adamant. They're like, listen, we are delivering this to your curb. We don't bring it any further than that.
To your curb?
Like, we're not bringing this into your house.
Okay, people, get over yourselves. Who are these people?
Right. So we have to coordinate, and, things do not work smoothly here often. So it was like, we had to coordinate the handyman who is bringing someone to help him, because it's what I found out was like a 200-pound bathtub.
Massive.
He was bringing a handyman, and then we needed the plumber who also was going to bring someone. So what ended up happening is, by the grace of God, like, they all show up around the same time, which was ideal.
Wow.
Can I tell you, sometimes people don't show up at all here, and they don't even text you. They just won't show up at all. But by the grace of God, everyone shows up. And then the bathtub delivery guys are kind of invested in the weird situation. So they stay and help, even though they do not. So we have 6 men to 1 tub building the ricketiest scaffolding that I'm upstairs in the bathroom watching it, the rusty rickety, and it's like one man is building it. And I'm just like,
Oh my
how
God. How is this?
this is going to like ruin the side of the house. This bathroom is going to smash it. And it was so funny
Gonna
because
fall.
so
Yeah.
often people half-ass things here or like don't show up or don't, you know what I mean?
Sure,
They do.
sure,
It's
sure.
very Romanella. And we found that out buying this house, that there's just a lot of weird things that have been done.
Sure.
Like, and just like, I talked to this couple that
it's
I
good
met
enough.
at the baby shower who bought a house around the same time. And they were like, oh, we saw this house on the market. They bought a house in an area that we looked at. They told us that when someone had redone the inside of their house, they wanted to get rid of one of the windows. They like plastered one side of it. So on the outside, there's still a window. Like, that's how things go here sometimes. So I am just watching this, and we are both like, it's one of those things where like you can't look, but also you have to look.
Of course. You have to see what's happening and with
And
great
then it's like, how is it
anticipation.
even getting in the house? And then these two men at the end are like, they've hoisted this 200-pound bathtub on this rickety scaffolding, and these two men, and it's like blowing in the wind.
Girl, I'm stressed.
It was so intense. And they got it in without a hitch. It was like 100% successful. It was like 10 out of 10. So like, again, magic. But I had the most interesting week. And it really felt like a birthday miracle. We've had a lot of birthday miracles.
That is a birthday miracle.
So 43 is starting out really magic. Really, really
I
magical.
do love that. I have a part of me that absolutely will need to figure something out, right? So if I see that, like, okay, so let's figure out how we can get that.
Yeah, he was so excited. Like the guy who figured it
Yes.
out was so excited.
So
And it was
excited.
really
I get
cute,
that.
too, because it was like they just look, oh, these are a bunch of boys who like to build things and solve problems and climb things.
Yeah.
And they were like, the two guys who delivered it, they were like way too bought in. And they're like, no, we're doing this together. It was like they came together as a team.
I'm obsessed with that.
It was so amazing. But then this is the best part, right? So then the plumber, who is really only supposed to be there to like help install the tub,
Right.
by 10:30 it's in, and he's like, I gotta take lunch. Like, this was a lot.
Oh
And
my
it was
God.
so funny. We're like, go for it. And then we're like, wait, it's 10:30 in the morning. But we're like, hey, fair enough. That was a lot.
Yeah.
He had
Take a
been
break.
to the
Take a
house
break.
already twice to like remove the shower, to improve the tub, all of the things.
Sure.
There's like a tile that that he had mentioned, but he didn't say it was like imperative to install the tub. So he comes back and he's like, where's the tile? We're like,
what?
We don't have it. Like, we didn't think you need it. He's like, well, I can't do it. So the bathtub saga that has started in November it's not installed, but we're just so grateful it's in our house.
It's in the house. So now have you ordered whatever is necessary?
Well, as life would have it, right? Apparently in Portugal, and maybe I've never bought a house before, so I don't know about this. Maybe in the US it's the same. Like, you're supposed to almost get this master document that has like the color of the paint, all of the materials, where you bought, like the brand
for any construction project,
any construction thing. Like, this is the type of electricity. Why? I don't know. So
permits and things.
We didn't get that. They didn't make it. There was like some sort of loophole. So then we always have to go to this woman who designed it, who's like helpful like 50% of the time at most, and always is like a bit annoyed by our ask. So she sends us to some stone guy who doesn't know what we're talking about, who doesn't remember doing it, who then we have to send him pictures, and then just stopped responding.
Great.
Which is how things normally go here. So
okay.
He'll probably resurface. So
maybe
if and when we'll get the tile, and then we have to play the game of chasing down the plumber again, because what will happen is they'll stop responding to you. So what you have to do sometimes is call them repeatedly until they answer the phone.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
like a crazy, ex-girlfriend or boyfriend.
Right.
Boys
a
can
boyfriend.
do it too.
Both. Everyone can be crazy.
Fully. Call until they pick up.
And then are they annoyed, or are they just like, oh, hey?
Oh, hey. I mean, sometimes
That's
they're
just
no, but it's
crazy.
a little bit like, hey, oh yeah,
Oh yeah, sorry, I was
Thing
gonna
you've been
call you
chasing
back.
me. Yeah, basically.
Wowzer.
Yeah, so it's been a really big week.
Oh my gosh, I can't even handle this.
Isn't it so fun? Can you believe it was
Yes, I
broken?
can.
It was broken,
It
and
was
now it's
broken.
whole.
That's blowing my mind a little bit.
Magic is real.
Magic is real.
It's so like
Look
it
at
just makes me
that.
so excited.
I can't. I don't know what I would question my own sanity if that happened to me. And
Yes.
if Lou was not there, if Luciana had not been there,
I would have
been
thought,
like,
I was like, was I just drunk or like, did I
right,
have
like
two of
some,
these?
I'm not
I
remembering
wouldn't
that
believe
correctly.
it. I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
two of us witnessed it. And it was so strange.
Wow.
But like,
Wow.
I just am here being like, we don't really know the full picture.
No, we don't.
We don't.
And people are messing with us. And also messing with us in the best way. And like, yeah, it's so, again, the future people. That's
Tara called them contumblies.
contumblies.
Yeah,
What a great
which is
word.
like it's from like an African. It's an African word, and it basically is like the same as like fairies or like fae,
Sure.
or like sort of those like very trickster, fun little.
Yes.
So she was always saying, "Oh, it's contumblies," and what you have to do if it happens a lot is you have to leave them offerings of chocolate, and they're very silly. So it's like you leave them chocolate and then you ask them. They also can like be helpful in like finding things.
Okay.
So in the beginning we're like, okay, contumblies, but like I don't know if they like fix broken stuff.
Right?
I don't
and
understand.
like
And like what like people talk a lot. I never know when like the Aaron like of the Schumann will talk about like the unawakened timeline. There are different timelines that we're all living on.
Sure.
And like I believe that because I do really feel like my reality is very different than a lot of other people's.
Sure,
so when she talks and like then there's like hundreds of people who have a certain experience with the Schumann resonance. It's like, okay, we're on some sort of timeline together, right? Where like
there's
some people
collective timeline.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, but people talk a lot, especially on Instagram, like, I don't fully understand it or know what I believe. But then it's like, okay, so did we go into a different timeline where it never broke and I never broke it? Like,
right.
Or like, what happened? Like, or did someone replace it? Like, why did that happen? Who's doing it? For me, I just take it as like, oh my God, like I was feeling very disconnected from my gifts and the magic and like life in this way. And truly like moments like this is undeniable. It's completely undeniable that we're connected to something bigger. Something bigger is going on here. And like this thing that I loved and I used a lot is back. So
it's like, it's a tangible reminder.
Yes. And that's good.
What we believe is not always, what we see and what we touch and what we believe isn't always reality.
And oh my God, one more little thing is that Luciana, like a month ago, got an intuitive hit to get our house like energetically cleaned. So we got the guy with the twinkling little bells.
The feng shui guy.
The feng shui guy. But then we have this woman who we got through one of my friends in London who does like remote dowsing of your house. And she swears by her, and she was an interior designer and watched like houses and locations and schools like turn around. And all of a sudden, like it's a cracked den, and then like there are flowers, and now it's like people are having weddings in churches that were like abandoned. Like it's totally wild. So we've used her a couple of times, and so we go to reach out to her, and she is out of town or is like on vacation. So she recommends a couple other people. And for I Luciana feels the calling to do this. So she reaches out to this guy, and that has been recommended by our normal dowsing lady, who's like, she'll do it, like it'll take a day or two, and it's like 80 pounds or something. It's nothing crazy.
Okay.
So meanwhile, this guy comes back, and it's like way more expensive, and it takes a month, and he's doing all of these other things, and she feels very open to it. And
Okay.
I'm like, okay, if you want to invest in this and
Sure.
like you feel like we need it, because she hadn't been sleeping well and she'd been dealing with a lot of like insomnia things and
Okay.
feels a lot of energy at night. So I was like, okay, go for it. So I forget about it. It's like a month ago. We get a voice note from him earlier this week also that is basically like, and he's like a British man and it's like, hello, ladies.
Sure.
I've been working on your house and la la la. And then it's like, listen, I've done I don't pretend to understand this stuff, right?
Okay.
But I trust her intuition. So great. So we get this, I think it's very hysterical because again, it sounds like a very proper British man being like, well, here, these are all the things. And if you have a British accent to me as an American, I just like think that you're
That's what we
an expert.
do.
We just think that you're smarter.
You're more
we think,
intelligent. Yes.
that you're like, again, it's a business casual accent, honestly.
Honestly, that's so true. Yes.
So
we take you more seriously.
We do. So I'm hearing the business casual accent and he's talking about like how, all of these things he's done to our house that I don't even begin to understand. And at the end, he's like, listen, so it's for the last 72 hours, I have to like reopen something to make sure I do a final cleaning. And in this time, a lot of like, I wish I brought it up so I could play it for you. But it basically was like you may experience like a lot of like entities and energies coming into your home at night for the next like 48 hours.
Oh my God.
So like, just be
God.
careful and just be aware and like, no, it's okay.
Oh my
and
God.
And I was like, honestly, like what is my life that we receive?
What is your life?
Messages?
What is your life?
What is my life? What are we even doing? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'm also fully obsessed with this idea, for sure.
It was so funny to me because it was so business casual.
Yeah.
It was
just
so
like, matter of
serious
fact,
and
this is what it is.
Oh my
Some
God.
entities and
Oh my
whatever.
God. I almost want to find it at some point to play. I mean,
Now, I have to ask, this didn't overlap with the frozen wand, did it?
no. Well, no, I don't think
Okay.
so. I think last night was the last night. So it did feel like it overlapped with my birthday evening, which I was like,
Rude.
I did not notice anything, but can I tell you last night?
Do tell.
There was so much noise in our house. It felt like people are in the walls and it didn't
get out.
And I was like having a hard time falling asleep, which is not me. And I was just like, oh gosh, okay, I need to like literally wrap us in light and I put protections around us, protection on my body, our bedroom, our house. And like was like energetically being like, no, my whole thing is like, I'll put myself in a bubble and only love in, only love out is my mantra. And I only will receive like loving messages, which is why I think I'm not a proper medium because I don't, beyond that, I can't handle it.
Whatever proper means. Okay, but go ahead.
I don't know. So I was just like doing all I could to like shine, like to bring like from my higher self all this like love and light into through my body, out of my heart, into my house, around our house. And then and then you just trust because I learned from Missy Ching's wife a couple summers ago. She was like, listen, you just have to have boundaries with them like you do people. And you can just be like, no, I'm not doing it. So I like set all of these intentions. But it was so interesting because I can sometimes hear things and Luciana hears things a lot. It feels like there's like something going on upstairs in our attic, but it's not bad energy.
Okay.
And
just activity.
One time I slept in the guest room by myself and I was like feeling a lot of stuff. And also when I'm sleeping alone in our bedroom, because sometimes energetically we'll sleep separately because we both need it. And as a reflector, I really need that. Yeah. And I'll feel it, but it's never bad, but I'll feel it. But, oh my God. It was like there was a party in our house.
That's so fun and crazy. Well, hopefully they're done. Hopefully that won't happen again
he
tonight.
Was we got it very like perfunctory, like, thank you, it's over.
It's done.
It's done.
Wowzer.
What a week.
What a week. So many things have happened.
I know. I can't get over the wand. I can't get over
it. And I never will.
I can't get over it.
I will never get over that. That.
Like, for crying out loud.
It's one thing when something is misplaced or disappears, but the freaking break, that is crazy.
Shattered into like a million pieces.
It's just so hard for my brain to understand.
I wouldn't believe me if I wasn't me.
Yeah.
It's so fun, though.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, I just say, I feel like, and this is random to bring up a different podcast and stories that they were saying, but I will say it.
I love it. Do it. Hard left.
We love it. Bitch Sesh, which is, they mainly talk about Bravo shows. It's Casey Wilson, who is
that would
an
have
actor.
been a dream if podcasts were a thing in the beginning of Bravo. Like, all I did, I was such a Bravo, like, literally, I was like, from season 1 of Orange County.
Of course, same. I've taken breaks and I don't watch all of the franchises, but it's so fun. I got into Bitch Sesh. They've been going for forever, but I got into it during the pandemic because it was just like, okay, I'm like you're listening to gal pals talk about your favorite shows, it's the whole purpose of podcasts in general. But anywho,
in case you guys didn't know what they were.
In case you didn't know, I'll give you a definition. But Casey has had, and I think she gifted Danielle, the other host, Danielle Schneider, who is married to Matt Besser.
Oh, nice.
Right? Okay. So they met at UCB 50 years ago, whatever. I say 50, they'd be livid if I said that. I think they're younger than me, honestly. But anywho, but they have both had these like cleansings, energetic cleansings, where it's like I remember at Danielle's, they have to open portals and whisk them away. And like Danielle was told that like this demon mother and her spawn had to be like rehoused. Like it was so I fully get the yeah. I
don't want any of that. I'm
and
not
interested. That they are, but I just there are things happening in homes, and we got to cleanse. And I mean, of course, with all the lives of people and on the land alone, let alone in the buildings.
No, it was crazy. Like the other dowsing woman would send you a report of like, and like one of the things is like, how many earthbound souls were in your house?
Yes. That's what they were getting. Yeah.
Yes. And it's like, you have like, it's like negative, like, I don't even, again, like negative energy rays. And like, it's just like, you get this.
Yes, all of those.
What do you mean? There were 85 earthbound souls. Like, what do you mean?
Absolutely. No, that's not what they got a report too that they were talking about. Yeah. It's fascinating.
Yeah. No, we've cleaned, with the other lady who would give us those reports, we cleaned this house, which was so crazy because it was such a mess to get the keys, and like getting into this house was like, again, around the time of the hack, it just was very stressful and was not smooth. Yeah. And literally we had asked the woman to clean this house before we moved in. Yeah. And she had been again on vacation. This woman is always on vacation.
Listen, what a life.
She was like, I will do it as soon as I get back. And we had like done it. It was like, listen, we do it in the next month or so before we move in. So we didn't know when she had done it. And literally the day we randomly are like, everything went through, here are the keys. We later got an email that day was like, okay, I finally finished cleaning it. Like,
Perfect.
So like, there was some sort of energy around it. But we've cleaned this house, the last apartment we lived in, my parents' house, her parents' house, 2 of her like real estate properties. We've done it for friends. Gosh. Like, I don't know.
It doesn't hurt.
Someone who's sensitive to energy. Oh my goodness.
No. First of all, even if you have a little skepticism, why not do it? Who cares? Like if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want, but I fully believe that.
Well, if you feel like there's something going on. Right? If you feel like that.
Right.
But it was interesting. It was funny. I was at a Christmas party. Did I say this already? I don't know. I was at a Christmas party this past year, and we end up talking to this like friend of our friend who we'd met before, who turns out like works exclusively with kind of heavier souls, like trapped,
Okay.
like like
Okay.
people who haven't been able to cross and like really
Ay, ay,
dark
ay.
stuff.
Okay. That's some heavy
And it was
stuff. Yeah.
so interesting to talk to her because I was like, oh, because Luciana was like, you should talk to her. Like, I was like, I've just sort of been having these like accidental like medium experiences lately, and I don't really
Right.
know where to put it. And she was so funny as we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, it's really like this beautiful. I feel all this love, and it's very like sometimes I feel emotions. And she just looked at me. She goes, "Oh, you're doing it wrong." And I was like,
Okay.
what?
Okay.
She's
You're
like, "Are
doing
you
it
doing it wrong? You're not
wrong.
supposed to feel anything." And I was like, "Girl,
Well, you have to have that separation with heavy darkness.
I know, of course." And it was so funny. I was like, feeling is how I get through. I only feel everything all the time. Like, what do you mean I don't know how to not do that? But it was very funny because we were talking about our experiences, and I was like, well, we're obviously meant to do very different things here and have very different experiences. And like,
Indeed. Indeed.
how on earth? Like, I don't even know what I believe. I don't believe if I wasn't having things reappear that are shattered into a million pieces in front of my face that I could tangibly hold, I wouldn't believe
It's so
any
crazy.
of this.
It's so crazy to me.
It's crazy.
And I know I keep saying crazy, but that's the only word that really, because it's just hard for my brain to understand. I don't doubt it. You know what I mean? It's like I believe
also,
that happened, and I also cannot believe it. Right?
100% same.
It's just hard. Yeah.
And I was holding it being like, are you kidding? Are you? But the funniest thing is there's a lot of people in my life that are like more magically minded than I am. Because I like came to this by accident, not
right.
intentionally.
You have a level of skepticism for sure.
Huge.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because like some of my closest friends are like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, no.
No, not of course.
Not of course. Like, what do you mean?
That breaking of it.
mean?
The breaking is what gets me. The breaking gets
It
me.
shattered, Claire. I was picking up tiny pieces of glass and herpes sparkles.
And herpes.
And the herpes
glitter.
price. Oh my God.
Wow. What a magical, magical time.
It was a very magical time.
I love that. Do you feel anything extra special when you use it now? Or is it just like
I'm afraid of it? Not really. I played with it that whole day, and then I've just been like, I took a picture of it because I couldn't believe it. I was like, how is this? Well, then I was really nervous that I was going to put it back in the freezer. It was going to disappear. So I haven't touched it again
so
because
funny.
literally this was only Tuesday. Yeah. So yeah. I'm gonna have to. I'm like afraid it's gonna disappear again.
Oh my gosh.
I
And
don't
it
know.
may.
Or shatter. I'm like afraid to touch it.
It may.
I don't know.
Well, don't be afraid to touch it because you are afraid to touch the things. Use them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Sure.
Befuddled. Flabbergasted.
Thank you so much. Flabbergasted. That's so crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah, my brain's going to have to think about that one for a minute.
Yeah. So, how are you doing? And this is why we're here.
What a letdown going to my no.
If I know anything, the comment I get the most is how much people love Claire. And
oh,
like,
that's very kind.
I know it. I feel like once a week I send you like I love your co-host.
No, that makes me feel happy. So I thank you.
Yes.
Well, I mentioned to you before we started that I've had an interesting week. I've had a good week, but it's also like not great. And here's why. That was an aggressive.
It was at the end. I didn't mean to. It was Charlie. It was not me. It was Charlie.
I looked away and I was like, what is happening?
Like,
this gargling. My gosh. Farting. So I have spent the last 4 days, 3.5 days, completely committing to helping someone else and ignoring my own life. Isn't that new?
Claire's doing
different information. I love to help other people. So my neighbor, who's one of my dear friends, she messaged me, I want to say like last week or something. And it was like, she sent me this picture and was like, can you build this? And it was like a built-in bookshelf, like floor to ceiling bookshelf. And I was like, yeah, get right on it. Ha ha ha. And then she's like, no, I'm serious. And I was like, wait. So then we have this conversation. She's like, I have to have this. I was like, why don't we just, hey, IKEA's amazing. Let's look. And mind you, this is rental apartments, like
right.
We're not, what are we doing here? So all of that to say, she was obsessed with building a bookshelf. And I said, well, I am going to figure it out and do it for you.
You would have got the bathtub in the house.
That's why you were saying that. I was like, this is 1,000,000% me this week. Every time I'm like, you got a puzzle? I'm going to figure it out. So
we need these people. We need these people.
Bless.
Because I literally, I'm like, I look at it and I just want to go like to my fainting couch and like literally.
Listen, no, if it's for me, I may not do it. But if it's for someone else, I'm like, absolutely. Because I need their like motivation. And she was laughing yesterday. She was like, you just kept showing up, which I'm very impressed by. And I was like, of course, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
She's going to see it through, guys.
I'm going to do it. So for 3.5 days, mainly 3 days, I built, obviously not solo, with my friend Caitlin, a 91-inch wide and 39 inches tall bookshelf.
I love the specifics. Thank you. What color?
Well, obviously white.
Okay, great. Wait, so is it IKEA? Like, what do you mean? Like,
No, we went to Home Depot, which I was not pleased with. I didn't want to go to Home Depot because I have political reasons, but it was her money.
Okay.
So this is what we did.
Yeah.
Went to Home Depot, bought planks of wood.
Oh, wow.
I drew a 3D model of it, a rendering, because I do love a to scale model. So I did a whole, now we did not end up doing like the towers and top because of just the cost of freaking lumber. I was like, that's what I was trying to explain to her. Listen, we need, just as much as we need a puzzle maker, we need people who have blind optimism. And she was like, yeah, this is just going to be so much cheaper and quicker than like IKEA. No, it's not. No, it's not. And I was like, I don't think you understand the cost of lumber, the cost, like it's insane. And like she had a friend.
And you understand the cost of lumber. I'm impressed by that.
I don't know it, but I know it's not cheap. You know what I mean? Like that's why we go to IKEA. That's why we go. Like
expensive. That makes sense. I've literally never thought about this.
Actual lumber is more expensive than these composite boards, right?
Right. The particle board stuff. Yeah.
Because it's not. It's just like it's like the hot dog.
Did you paint it white?
So you can buy primed. It's the hot dog. MDF and composite board. Your furniture from IKEA.
It's hot dog. This is a hot dog. I have a hot dog bookcase.
1,000%. We all have hot dog furniture.
This is a hot dog bookcase behind me. And I have a hot dog desk again.
Yeah.
We are replacing, but
no, it's good stuff.
I have hot dog furniture. I mean,
we all need to have a hot dog furniture. Okay.
Hilarious.
And there's a place for it. We need it because there's a lot of scraps. There's a lot of crap that like goes, left over from planks of wood.
Put the plank butthole and noses into this.
Put it in. So so you can buy primed wood and obviously primed composite board at Home Depot. So we bought a white primed. Of course, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. So you didn't have to paint it. Oh, you
didn't have to paint it. But what I did, because I am sick in the head, is that I did like essentially paint it afterwards. Because I would put some wood putty in places, and then I paint. But it was like I added white to imperfections that blended.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay. No big deal. But we didn't paint the whole thing. Okay. Not necessary.
You're just zhuzhing.
making it look a
Right.
little bit cleaner and better. But yeah, no, we went, first of all, Monday, we spent over 2 hours in Home Depot because, we're trying to decide what wood and whatever. And I have never done more math than I've done this past week. My brain, I was like, what is this like math decathlon that you've made me do? Like, it's insane. So, and then we like finally decide, we're like trying to tally up the cost of things before, we make commitments to different woods and whatever. And then we try to get them cut, some of the larger pieces cut, whatever, there, because they'll do that for free. And then the guy who's going to help us was like, well, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't use this. And then we went off. At one point, I looked to Caitlin and I said, I don't remember a time when we weren't in Home Depot. I have to leave. I have to get out. So anyway, so we left without the wood on Monday after hours and hours. And then she was like, well, maybe we should go to IKEA. And I was like, bitch, if you end up getting IKEA after all of this. But we ended up going to IKEA an hour before it closed.
You are, honestly, Claire, are you not the best friend anyone's ever had? Like, are you serious?
Thank you. Thank you.
Serious?
Thank you.
This isn't even your partner.
No.
You're just,
no.
This is insane.
This is my friend. So then we go to IKEA. So I show her options. And then she's like, okay, maybe. And so then I was like, okay, well, let me figure out which pieces you would need in order to fit the space, whatever. And then the next morning, so she was very nice to cook a nice large breakfast, both Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then we go through all the options. And then she's like, no, I think I'm going to do it. She was like, cost-wise, let's just not do the sides. Let's just do the long, big one on the base. So then we go back to Home Depot and we go through all of this. And then we borrowed a power, a saw.
From Home Depot?
No, from her friend.
Oh, okay.
And,
I'm like, is it a rental? Is it like a library?
You could do that, but I know you absolutely could. And also
you can rent power tools from Home Depot.
You can. Oh. You can. And a fun thing, which I don't know if this is elsewhere, and I haven't used it yet, but I'm aware that if you have a library card, there is a tool library. Really? That you can go and check out different tools.
Honestly, that makes way more sense than owning a bunch of them.
Oh my God, insane. Yeah.
Especially power, what do you need a chainsaw for?
Yeah, no. You're going to use it once or twice, and that's fine. So, but we had borrowed from her friend a saw, a power handsaw and
so wait,
miter
do
saw.
Do you feel confident using these things?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I worked in set design for a while, and we built sets.
Right.
So,
that makes sense.
The concept. Am I a professional? Absolutely not.
Honestly,
but
I'm feeling
like
a little bit. A little bit.
Thank you so much. I know just enough to be dangerous, I know just enough to believe I can figure it out.
And you can.
And apparently I can, I'm good to say. But we also
borrowed a nail gun. The bathtub.
I know. That would have scared me though.
It was intense.
That's intense. But anyhow, so all of that to say, we built a freaking bookshelf, and then I painted it. I puttied. I did all the stuff, and then it's gorgeous. I'll send you a picture of it.
Well, we'd have to post a picture of it.
Well, we have to because it is a masterpiece.
You should be very proud. If you
it is a masterpiece.
In the LA area and need a bookcase, please call Claire.
I don't know if you can see this.
Oh my God, Profesh.
Thank you so much.
Profesh. Yeah. What?
It's huge.
Yeah. I actually don't think you should feel bad about that. I think you should feel really proud of yourself because the thing is, you just need a project. You are so good. Wait, what can we do to get you onto this is?
I know.
Set design is very good for you, but you're so good at this kind of thing. You're such a good problem solver.
Well, I texted Dad. I was like, I've been helping, whatever. And he was like, I'm very impressed with your skills. Maybe we can use that for a job. And I was like, yeah, Dad, I know. So I've done nothing for myself this week, but and on that side, I feel bad. But I've had so much fun.
I see. Then
I've had so much fun.
To me feels like you did do something for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And like with someone you really care about and you help them and you're helping is, I think the highest expression of all of our energy is something service oriented, right? Whether, that can mean so many things, but however you feel like helping and contributing. Right. So if you had fun and you did something and you felt like you accomplished something, like I actually feel like that is for yourself, even though it's not in your house.
Thank you. I know. And I do, like, she was very appreciative. And I told her at some point, I was like, I love doing this stuff and I will like become obsessed until it's done, I need to finish it. But I also need to be praised for it. Just FYI.
Of course.
And she was like, oh my God, of course. And like, she's been so appreciative. The problem is I've been in these situations before where I have helped another friend where I did a lot of work and I didn't feel appreciated for.
I have also experienced that same friend's lack of appreciation.
Correct. So I made it clear. I said, listen, I love to do this, but I will be upset if I don't get a little thanks and praise. And she, of course, every day was thankful and whatever. But yeah, it's very funny. So
I think we all need that though. And that's good
manners. Yeah, of course.
Manners. So
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
I am impressed.
Thank you so much.
Impressed. We've had a really big week.
It's been a good week. And it's also felt good. Like we've had a lot of fun, I guess it was maybe yesterday, day before, and she texted and was like, all right, this is just wanted to check when you're gonna clock in, just like all in good spirit, all very funny. But like, she cooked us breakfast. We would make a plan for how we were attacking the project.
That's so fun. Well, it's like the guys in the yard. It's like the
truly
Portuguese men who are like, wait, how are you doing this? They're like, we gotta get involved. We're not even supposed to be helping you, but this is too much fun.
But we have to figure this out. As a collective, we must.
I do not have that gene. I think it depends on what it is, I guess. But like,
it depends. Yeah.
That's not maybe for me. Wait. Have you started reading Lena Dunham's book?
No, but it came in the mail. Okay. It came in the mail maybe on Wednesday, but the problem is I've been mentally spent after doing my math decathlons as well as my physical labor building
construction job.
I have had a full-time construction job. Thank you so much for knowing.
Absolutely. Of course, you're probably shattered.
Yeah. So I've been staring at my phone but I have been going to bed at a decent hour.
We love that.
Because I'm exhausted.
Of course, because you are a contractor.
Yeah, I'm a contractor. And I it's perfect. Thankfully, the job didn't require me to be there before 10 a.m. And that's another requirement for me.
This is like just an ongoing Claire resume for Claire.
Yes.
Because truly, she can do it all. She's a contractor. She's an architect. She's a designer. She's a painter. She's a comedian. She's a host. She's an actress. She's a writer. She's a podcaster. She's a voiceover artist. She is a therapist. She is a great friend. She makes a great birthday cake. I saw that recently. She is very funny. She's a cat mom. What else? What else am I leaving out?
I'm going to just clip this part and just put it as my alarm clock in the morning.
She is the moment.
The moment. Thank you. That's very good.
I finished it today and sobbed. So we should talk about it.
Okay.
Because I have so many thoughts.
So many thoughts.
The one thing I kept saying, because I had to I was like telling Luciana the whole thing.
Yeah, you got to talk about it.
This poor woman. She goes, all you do is say to me, this poor woman. And then I sat with it. It's interesting. I find her to be a great writer.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like
she's
her
a phenomenal
generally.
writer. Yeah.
I like her. I find her story fascinating. And I just needed to get out of there because I couldn't live in the world of her experience. It was too heartbreaking for me.
Interesting.
Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't put it down, but I also was like, I have to read this quickly because, like, this is really painful. And then
Yeah.
was bringing up a lot in me around just like really how angry I get around how women are treated. And,
Jesus Christ.
and
That's
it's
how I'm
just
nervous
like,
about. Yeah.
it's funny and interesting and beautiful, and there are beautiful parts to it, but it's like, God, this
There's
woman
also
really
heartbreak. Yeah.
has had a lot of the really hard things that women go through happen to her, and she's
Yeah.
like younger than I am.
How? I know.
But
I plan on
and
starting it this weekend. So,
yeah, I'd be curious to hear what you think. And it's so funny. There's
okay.
this one. I really came out of it liking her mother, her family in general,
Yeah.
but liking her mother, who she has a complicated relationship with. But at one point, she's
Sure.
talking towards the end about like kind of realizing that she's going to write this book, and her mom is like, "But why? It's such a sad
Wow.
story. Like, don't. It's
Wow.
so sad."
Yeah. Interesting.
I feel very like I've been present in both New York and Los Angeles this past
Yeah.
week. And
I bet. Yeah.
oh my God, I just related on so many levels. But okay, we'll talk about it once
Okay.
you're,
Yes,
and like
it
I
finally
probably couldn't
arrived.
bear because I had to like sob, and then I had to like go
Of
for a
course.
walk and cry more. And then I was like, okay,
Yes.
I think I feel a bit better. But
Yeah.
this is why I also can't handle like, I can't watch a lot of normal TV. I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I
feel
get
it
so, it's weird. Ever since the death experience, I feel the energy behind things. Like I feel the energy of the people who are writing it. I feel the intention of
Sure.
it. Like as insane as that sounds,
No.
like I have a hard time with things that don't have a good agenda. It feels like even.
Yeah. That makes sense. I find myself getting frustrated and annoyed when there's a poorly written female character by a man.
Oh, well,
That's when
just,
I'm like, you fucking, like no woman has a meltdown like this, you know, or no, you know, it's like that stuff is when I start to get, but that's less about the energy, but a little bit about the energy behind it because it's someone that obviously thinks that they know and they
Right.
don't.
Yes.
But yeah, I get it. That's hard though. That'll be hard with the book, but I can't wait. I mean, everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
And I say
Yeah.
everyone in my bubble, in my world, which
Yeah.
is enough for me.
Well, I just need someone else to read it so I can talk to them about
Yeah.
it because no one else here is reading it. But they are. I should have asked at
Yes,
Delta
right?
Bookshop who bought all
Ask
of
the-
their copies.
Oh my
and
gosh, you
chase
should
them
put a
down and be like, "Can we talk about that? Can we have a book club and talk about this?"
put a sign
Although,
up. Let's
maybe
meet here
not.
on this day to discuss.
To cry, to group cry.
Look at that.
Literally, like, so I was having trouble. I was like hard to put it down at night. And some, like, there were at least a couple nights where I was just in bed, so wound up, so upset that all I did was just send her love and send her love and send her love and send her body love. And just was like trying to like telepathically like send energy and like going to bed, just trying to send Lena Dunham all of the love I could. Which,
Oh my gosh,
like,
I love that.
I'm sure like she's melodramatic and there are parts of it that are whatever, but like also everyone needs love. Send everyone
But
love.
also she's feeling what she's feeling. Yeah.
And like just the amount of times this woman's had surgery and been to the hospital alone.
Yeah. Because she has endometriosis, right? Is that right? Or PCOS?
No, yes, she has endometriosis, but it is a side effect of a more serious illness that
Okay.
she didn't even get diagnosed by doctors.
Of course she didn't. Because doctors don't believe women.
That, and it's a lot of it.
And that's
A lot of her early suffering was like people not taking it that seriously.
Of course.
And she's in like ridiculous,
So
and
much
it's
pain.
like medical malpractice. Sometimes, like it's
I mean,
it's
just
like just the
stupidity.
really awful things about like the American medical system, and also like how women are treated. It just made me really furious. And just
she's
again,
a fluent white woman.
right?
So imagine.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know. I just kept feeling very lucky that I have the life that and you know what it really I sat in a lot this week
Mm.
reading it and thinking about it is like you may think that you want someone else's life, but I don't think you do. Like I do.
Yeah.
It may look so
Yeah.
shiny and so beautiful, but like trust me, you want the problems that you have.
There's yeah.
Because on
Envy doesn't envy
no.
is such a perception that just it's not helping anybody because you also don't have full truth of what it
Right.
is.
No, and like you chose the curriculum that was for you. That's why you're experiencing it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like people handle things differently. So someone with lesser problems than you could
Mm.
actually suffer more even though they
Right.
aren't the same, right? So like I don't
On
know,
the
it's just
grand scale of
it's such a waste
trauma.
of time to envy other people's
Yeah.
lives and like you just never know and no one's having an easy time.
No one's having an easy time,
No, everyone
especially these days. Yeah. Yeah.
no, everyone deserves a little bit of love.
Yeah.
Well, Claire, I love you. You
I love
deserve a lot of
you.
love.
I love you. Now we're both in our next birth years.
We are. We're in our next birth years, and it feels good.
It feels good. And today is the flower full moon.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means,
Scorpio.
but
Scorpio.
I've taken Scorpio. There we go. I've
That's all
taken
I
some
know.
screenshots of suggestions of what to do tonight. Let's see if I
Okay.
actually look at them and
What
do
are
them.
they?
Well, it's like, okay, I'll tell you, even though this would come out after the fact. But yeah, things like I always do that. I love listen, this is what social media is good for. But it's like pick a couple of flowers and leave them by the entrance of your home as an offering.
I
They
love
will help
that.
bring good fortune for the next moon cycle.
Great.
Write down on a piece of paper your intentions and then place it underneath a glass of water, leaving it under the full moon. The next morning, drink the water intentionally as you call in your wishes.
They always say
Water
that
in
for
the
full
moon.
moons. Yeah, which is really funny
yeah.
because we in our kitchen, it's very funny having like a new anything. I think you're afraid to break it, right? And
Well, you are.
yeah, I definitely am.
You're so afraid.
I'm so afraid. I don't want to break anything. Like this weekend, we got a bunch of scratches on our table, and then we got a new outdoor table that has wine on it now, and we both had to be like breathe into a bag.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
That's the point. It's the point. It's not
Yes.
perfect. Like the little Taurus, like everything's beautiful. Don't touch my stuff. The only child is like, it's gonna be fine. But it was so funny that when I was gone, I went back to the US after we first moved, like weeks after we moved into this house. And Luciana is so cute. She did that in our kitchen window.
Oh yeah.
Wrote like trust on a piece of paper, but ended up putting it in this glass that like she didn't realize was cracked. So then like overnight it like dripped all the water out and then laminated like trust onto the windows.
Wait, are you serious?
So then she felt really horrible. And it's our new house and she's like ruining it, which is so not true.
Not true.
Then of course, like went to clean it very aggressively, but this house was finished Romanella, so the paint just came off.
Oh my god!
So we have a trust hole on our.
Wait,
so
I kind of love that. Though. Be careful with what it is that you.
Note in what container of water you use.
Okay, noted.
You may
Thank
be
you.
putting a tattoo on your window.
Thank you. So let's make sure, whatever I'm writing is okay to be tattooed on my windowsill.
Right. You don't want to be like something embarrassing about someone who comes into my house a lot.
Right, exactly.
Or my own self.
Or my own self.
Writing. This is how you write.
This is how you write.
Right like this. We are just waving our hands in the air for those of you who are listening to us.
I love it.
Anyway, I love it. I love you. I love you all for listening.
So magical. Thank you for sharing all these wonderful stories.
Magic is real.
Magic is real.
And the moral of the story that I got really loud and clear where I was tingling all over is that you know more than you think. Trust yourself. You are the expert in what you're meant to be doing. So please do it because we need it. We
Can you
really
please
need
do
it.
it?
Because look
Thank
what you
you.
being in your genius did for someone this week, Claire.
I know. I feel really good about it.
You should. You should.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
I
good.
love you
Good.
all.
Love you.